Hi guys, it's Mr. Osagi here, and I just wanted to reach out to those of you at home and let all of my students know that I'm so proud of the work that they did this past week as part of the first week of my stay-at-home challenge. So for those of you who have no clue what I'm talking about, last week I issued out a kind of like an opportunity for the students to do a little bit more. So in addition to the academic work that students are already doing with their schools and the supplemented dance work that the studio is providing students, I wanted to take an opportunity to allow the students to combine their artistic and their creative skills and create an opportunity for them to do something more than just sitting around once their schoolwork was done. And so the task that they had to do was they had to research or go on a nature walk to find a plant, a flower, or a tree that best represents themselves, and then research that item and then write some text as to how that item relates to them and kind of talk about their growth. I thought this would be a good place to start in that last year the key word that I used for all of my instruction both at the school and at the dance studio was the word grow, and how we were going to be focusing on ourselves as artists to grow. So while I was expecting some really good work, I was not prepared for the amazing creativity and the depth that my students went through to create their work, and so I'm very, very excited. So what I want to do is I wanted to take the time to share what each child did, in that I want them to know that I actually took the time to read all of their text and to look at all of their artwork, and it really brought me a lot of joy this past week at home as I was working to be able to kind of escape and to see what you guys were doing. All right, so I'm going to start with Ackley. She did a nature walk, and she had some great pictures that came from that. So I was really glad that you were able to get out with your mom and do that. Then Brianna also went on a nature walk, and she had a photo shoot that kind of came from that nature walk, which was awesome. And then later in the week, she did some really beautiful paintings, and that was really cool to see how she had a multi-day process with that. Izzy also did some drawings on her assignment task, but she also then wrote an inspiring essay, which was really cool in her video to be able to listen to her words and to hear her talk about herself and her growth. And as an educator, it's always exciting to know that your students are connecting to what you're giving them and that they can see the value in their own progress. So that was amazing. Connor, I love that dude. He is so awesome. So he went out and he found a palmetto tree, and he did a lot of similarities with him in the tree. And I just want to tell you, you won't be that small forever, bud. So look out. You're going to be really tall, just like that tree. Anime, she really she had me going with her original poem that she did, and she did a really cool artwork piece that was like a field of flowers, and it was like from a distant perspective. So it was very dense. It was really cool to see all the flowers and hear your voice as you were able to deliver your own words. So that was really cool. Kira, she did a really special poem and kind of like a satire writing on the birch tree and how she connected the tree to her family and those around her and her own growth. Again, it was really cool to be able to see a student kind of be aware of how they're growing and what processes they're going through. And then she also did a really cool dance inspired by the further push from her parents to be able to connect with the assignment more. And then she was able to dance outside by the water, which was really cool. Hannah, she did a really cool detailed artwork piece, and she had some really well spoken words in her essay. You could definitely see the academic depth of her writing. It was very cool to read. And then Morgan had some beautiful floral artwork, and I liked how Morgan's work kind of stayed on the academic side with the paper, and the flowers were really big and colorful. I like how you worked the text around them, so it was really cool. Sarah did some homemade carnations, and then she made the vase that the carnations went in. It was a really, really cool setup. It was something that I would have here at my house. It was really cool. What else? Shug, she did a take on the sunflower, and when I was looking at it, I was like, this is the sunflower girl. And she did a lot of comparing, contrasting to the sunflower with this like sturdy stalk and all of the petals being like her big hair, and the sunflower seeds and the colored yellow. I really liked how you really connected that flower to yourself. It was really cool. And then Caitlin, she wrote a really inspiring essay, so deep and so detailed about emotions and how her flower choice connects with your own personal growth, and how those around you are important to how you see yourself and how you develop, just like the soil that you plant that flower in changes how the color of that flower turns out. So that was a really cool take on that. And then Carly, later in the week, she kind of pulled in that art part again with these really cool canvases, and she painted 2 canvases, and they were really bright and colorful, and they definitely looked like Carly. So I like that they were really bright and they were colorful. They really reminded me of her. And then Ella closed us out with her artwork, and she did a really cool drawing at the top of her paper with these poppy flowers. So that was this. Those were the students that participated, and I think you can tell I'm really excited just thinking about it again. It was cool to be able to have those moments throughout the week and to see all of your work. So that gets us to the next part, which is prizes, which is the reason why I started this video, so I could tell you who won. So initially when I started this, I was just going to give out a couple of prizes, but after receiving all of you guys' work, I knew that I was gonna have to give out more, and that I really wanted to show you that I appreciate the time and the hard work and dedication that you guys put into your work. So without further ado, we're gonna start with just a few students that I'd like to highlight. So first we're going to award Hannah, and Hannah is getting the Unicorn Prize Pack. And so that comes with this wonderful guy on the double-sided poster, and on this side it says no problema, and there's a llama. Get it? Llama problem. Okay. And then you have the Unicorn Power Pack here, this little pouch with these wonderful bright colored pencils, and this little unicorn guy here. So I'm sure you'll have lots of glitter fun at home with all of that to add to your room. The next prizes I want to award are to Izzy and Sarah, and they are getting these amazing pencil party pack, and these things have 48 pieces in it. There's pencils and matte pencils and these custom pencil tops. So these are some wonderful prizes. I think you ladies are creative enough to be able to use those over the summer or for the next coming school year. But either way, you got lots of stuff to play with there. The next prize I'll be giving out is to Caitlin. And to Caitlin, I made this especially for you. This is a custom piece. It's not the world's greatest, but I did my best. It is a palmetto tree, and I was inspired by your writing about growth and the flower that you chose to make this for you to kind of be a reminder. It's a door hanger, so you can hang it from the top of your door or a doorknob, and it will remind you, it'll serve as a symbol to never give up on yourself and keep pushing, and you too will continue to grow big like these palmetto trees. So I hope you like this, and you can place this in your room for decorative purposes. And then last but not least, I have got to award this trophy. You're not really getting the trophy, but it's here for visual purposes. This goes to Kira, and Kira, she blew me away, and she's going to get this wonderful Creative Escapes coloring set by Crayola, and it has markers, it has paint markers, and then it has matte pencils in it, and it's got all kinds of custom coloring pages where you can do all kinds of really cool things with. And I really loved your video, the creativity of it, the dancing, how you went from movements that you did when you were younger to more advanced movements that you're doing now, and your writing about the birch tree and your family. It was great. It definitely was the overachieving spotlight of them all. So thank you guys for all of your hard work. I love all of you. Please make sure that you stay active at home. Make sure that you're eating right every day to stay healthy, and make sure that you're getting time to make sure you hang out with your family. So we look forward to dancing with you soon, and I'll see you next week.